Well, while you're rushing around finishing up the holiday shopping, a Cleveland man is celebrating his own gift of life this season.
After 3 decades of smoking and exposure to on-the-job toxins, his lungs were about to give up. Senior health correspondent Monica Robbins brings us his story that he hopes will inspire others.
Take a deep breath. It's something 60-year-old Paul Mynatt never takes for granted because he's grateful for every breath he takes.
The average person takes between 17,000 and 24,000 breaths a day.
This was Paul 30 years ago, the picture of health who smoked a pack of small cigars a day, the equivalent of 50 cigarettes. By 2014, just after his mother died of COPD, Paul learned he had emphysema.
I had to concentrate on every breath, and that's why it was so exhausting for my body.
He stopped smoking in 2019, but his lung function didn't improve. Even brushing his teeth was exhausting. He never left the house during the pandemic out of fear for his life.
He had about 16% of lung function, where normal lung function is about 80%.
Carolyn's been his caretaker for 3 years and watched him deteriorate to the point he needed a lung transplant. The one-time bodybuilder now down to 87 pounds. Only a transplant could save his life.
My body was burning so many calories just breathing.
We were immediately taken by Paul's spirit, by his perseverance, and by and his courage in terms of wanting to go through a very large operation.
In August, University Hospitals performed a double lung transplant on Paul, but getting to this point wasn't easy.
He had to go through a lot of obstacles to actually even be listed for transplant. There was a lot of setbacks that he had to persevere through. He had to gain weight. He would go to rehab twice a week to ensure that he can have his strength for a transplant.
That first breath, a gift.
That was like heaven. It was, I was like I was in heaven. I never dreamed that it was possible, that I would be normal again. I've been praying for that family. I prayed for the donor way back before I got the surgery, because I knew that somebody had to die so that I can live.
Paul is easing back into work as an electrician and plans to pick up the weights again, but he's most excited to finally be the grandfather he's always wanted to be.
What motivated me was my family. The love that I got from them, that motivated me. My new grandson, he was only a month and a half old, and my son brought him to me, and that was big motivation for me. I got it. I got my Christmas gift early. I got life.
Monica Robbins.
Paul says he's most grateful for his family, friends, and total strangers who prayed for him. His neighbor paid his rent for 15 months while Paul could no longer work, and he has been able to repay him. And after cold and flu season, he plans to visit about 8 churches and thank those who prayed for him. He wants to show people what faith can provide and remind them that true health is the only wealth we really need year-round.
Really?
Wow.
And it's such a story of giving all around.
Yeah.
You know, from the neighbor to now what he wants to give back. What really impressed me, Monica, was when the doctor was talking about 16% of lung capacity.
Yeah, think about that. I mean, he had no energy whatsoever. He just breathing was burning all of his calories. At that picture where he was a bodybuilder, he was 171 pounds.
Wow.
And he went down to 87 pounds right before his transplant.
Wow. And then even during that, he's thinking about the person who has to
and he has the paperwork now. He is desperately waiting to write that letter to the family. He understands that the family may not want to meet him, but he wants to give them that opportunity. But yeah, he could not be more grateful. So he hopes others consider organ donation.
Yeah. Monica, thank you.